Did y'all not see it? It was Duchess.
Warning. This episode contains content that may be disturbing or sensitive to listeners. Discretion is advised.
Copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Hey everybody, my name is Duchess and this is the Duchess Podcast where we talk about true crime and missing cases. I hope everybody's been having a wonderful week. We are going to be talking about the Asha degree case, 25 years missing out of Shelby, Cleveland County, North Carolina. I remember when Asha went missing, and there have been some recent breaks in this case. The news has been reporting some leaked warrants, and we're going to talk about all of that tonight. So before we get started, I want to thank everybody for being here. If you would please take the time to hit the like and share this out. It helps to get out the factual information about Asha Degree's case, which is so very important because I cover a lot of cases in the Carolinas because I'm coming to you live tonight from my house in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to go over here to the chat and say hey to everybody. Arctic Fox can't be here. He's gone to see his nephew in a play, but I want to thank him for being a member for over 2 years. Thank you, Arctic Fox, so very much. I appreciate that. He shared this out and said he would catch this on the replay. Hey, Jody. Jody says, I'm local to this. And finally, after 25 years, we have movement in the case. We just hope now there will be truth and justice for the Degree family. I agree, Jody. Thank you for being here. Hey, Peekaboo. Streak to the like button, y'all, please. And thank you. Appreciate you being here, Pika. Hey, Ruru. Hey, everybody. Glad to see you covering the updates, Duchess. Well, we appreciate you being here. Hey, Timmy's Legacy. Hope you're doing well, Barbara. Cash, you did not miss it. We're just getting started. Nightbot's present and accounted for. Don't make me throw you in the wood chipper, Nightbot. If you are enjoying this conversation, don't forget to crush the like. Like and share is a free way to support Duchess content. So please do subscribe and ring that notification bell for future videos and lives. And just remember, we're cool if you follow the rules. Be nice in these streets, no hate speech. Be respectful to the panel and to each other in chat. No bashing, dress up your cursey words, and we do welcome all opinions, and we appreciate y'all being here. Welcome, true friends. Thanks for being here. Glad to see people covering Asha. This happened blocks from my house. Well, we appreciate you being here. I hope that this family can get answers because, well, I've had my own thoughts and opinions about this case for quite some time, and it's good to see that there is movement. But look how long it's been, guys, 25 years. 25 years. So I'm going to take you back through exactly what happened in the beginning when Asha's case first went viral in 2000 and about the facts of the case and then where we are today. And we're going to watch some videos on that. Roro, so good to see you, love. I hope you're doing good. Thanks for being here. Hope you're well. I know, Cash. I know. You didn't miss it. Hey, Nonsense. Thank you for your live earlier. I was dipping in and out because I was over visiting with my neighbor. Y'all know my neighbor passed away. yesterday, and to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So his wife is home, and we've been visiting with her today, and I made a couple batches of my Carolina chicken bog, and hubby went to go take some to her. And he told me that I couldn't do that because it was so good. He said, "Babe, you can't give it away to the neighbor. I need some." So I've been cooking since 4 o'clock because I had to make an extra batch for us. And if you guys don't know what Carolina chicken bog is, you can go over to my YouTube shorts or on my TikTok and you can take a look at it. It turned out beautifully. Yes, Elizabeth, you are a wonderful greeter, and we appreciate you being here. I hope Chandler Bing and the gang, all the kitties, are doing good. Hey, Chico's in the bushes feeding the goof troops. Well, mine's over here crying because she can't have no chicken bog, bless her heart. She's being a baby. You can be in Shelby in about 2 minutes. Well, it's not too far from me. That's only just a couple hours kind of northeast for me, just over the state line from South Carolina. So Michelle's cooking dinner, but listen, appreciate you being here, Michelle. Hope you're doing good. Hope you've had a good day. Michelle said she didn't wish any snow on me, but guess what I saw today? I saw snow flurries, and the first thing I did was blame Michelle because, well, she wished it on me last time, and I guess she wished so hard that it happened again. Hey, Steph, Annie. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for being here. Me too, Ruru. Ruru says, I applaud law enforcement for all of the hard work on this case. Sometimes it takes time. It takes time. 25 years, though, is a really long time. And I think that you guys are going to find this very interesting. Hey, Michigan wifey. I appreciate that, peekaboo. Thank you. They're doing the best that they can. We are going to have a celebration of life at their house on Sunday. And hubby was just in here tuning up his guitar because he's going to play on Sunday. So he was having to change out some strings on his guitar. So, Takaholic, good to see you. Hey, Dutch, I love your videos. Thanks for covering this case. Much love from Elgin, South Carolina. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate all my South Carolina, North Carolina peeps showing up. You think that the dude ate it on the way? Well, he's going to have heartburn then because he done ate a big bowl and then went back and got seconds. You're in Gaston County? And y'all know you're not far from me, Elizabeth. And I know that this case, stop it. Stop it, Michelle. I'm done. I'm ready for spring. I can't take much more. All right, so let's get over here. I want to take you through this case. Let me get over here so that I can take you through just a couple of things. This is a picture of Asha when she went missing. This was one of the pictures that they shared for her. I did make her an updated missing flyer. If you guys see this circulating around, please keep sharing it because it helps to keep her face out there. Asha Degree missing since February the 14th of 2000 from Shelby, Cleveland County, North Carolina. Asha's photo is shown age progressed to 29 years old. And as of February 25th, Asha is now 34 years old. She was last seen by her family sleeping in her bed at approximately 2:30 a.m. on February the 14th of 2000. At 4 a.m., she was seen by a motorist walking along North Carolina Highway 18 in Shelby, North Carolina. Recent search warrants released in February of 2025 suggest a possible admission linked to the Dedman family. This case has been ongoing for 25 years and her whereabouts are still unknown. If you see something, say something. You can contact FBI Charlotte, North Carolina at 704-672-6100. And I'm going to read a little bit of history about Asha's disappearance. Hey, Carolina girl, King Mountain native. Well, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Mad King Aries, always good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Hey, CLK, good to see you. I hope you're well. You have family in Lugoff and Camden? Awesome. I'm originally from North Carolina, but I've lived in South Carolina since I moved here to take a job at the hospital in 1998 after I graduated college. So I've been here ever since for quite some time. All right, so I'm going to share my screen really quick. And I'm going to take you over to see her on the NCMEC site, but I need to take down her flyer real quick. This is on the NCMEC site here. I've got something on the screen. Hang on. I don't know what that is. This is her missing flyer. She's in the NCIC. There you can see her number right underneath her name. Asha Jaquilla Degree, now 34 years old. And I'm going to read a little bit of information about this case. Yes, Cash, she was 9 years old when she went missing. And the circumstances around her disappearance are just very, very concerning. Asha was a Falston Elementary School fourth grader, and she went missing in the early hours of February the 14th of 2000. Police and many others have searched for her several times in these 25 years. Truckers said that they saw a girl fitting her description walking early that morning on the side of North Carolina Highway 18. And more than a year later, her backpack was found buried 3 counties away. Yeah, 3 counties away. Police didn't share until 2016 that they believed that Asha was last seen being hoisted into a long retro green car sometime after 4 a.m. that rainy night. And I do have some pictures of that green car that I will show you. In September, Cleveland County Sheriff's Office deputies towed a green car matching that description away from a Shelby property. It had front end damage. And I think I've got a picture of the car. Let me go over here and see if I've got that loaded up. I'm not sure if I actually put that one up here. Here's the car right here. If you guys are able to see that. I don't have a blown up picture of him, but I can probably pull that up on one of my sites to show you guys that information. Officials found the car while searching a series of properties belonging to Roy and Connie Dedman. DNA testing on Asha's undershirt, which was found with her backpack, matched one of the Dedman's daughters and a man who is now deceased and who was once in their care, according to a September search warrant. The new February 13th search warrants requested that a judge grant Cleveland County deputies permission to seize their cell phones related to this case. And the documents relate in part to the Dedman daughters, who were 13, 15, and 16 when Asha disappeared. The documents include new information about a police interview with a tipster and text messages sent between the Dedman family members following the September searches. Police last week told a judge they believe phones belonging to Roy Dedman and 2 of his daughters may contain evidence identifying and linking victims, suspects, and possible witnesses to felony obstruction of justice. The records include information on recent police interviews with a man who says he used to go to bars and house parties with the Dedmon daughters. The police interviewed a man about a week after searching Dedmon properties back in September of 2024, and according to the man, the Dedmon's eldest daughter said at a house party in the mid-2000s, "I K'd Asha degree." And we're going to look at that. One of her sisters then grabbed her sibling's head and told her to shut the F up, the man told police, according to court records. The sister who made the comment was sobbing and bawling while extremely intoxicated. He told police, according to court records, she made several statements admitting to unaliving Asha degree, saying he was 100% positive in his memory. This is crazy. Now, police referenced messages found on her iCloud account in their February 13th search warrant requesting a judge allow them to seize Roy Dedmon's cell phone and his daughter's cell phones. And according to the eldest daughter, she texted her ex-husband on September 12th, a day after police searched her family's homes, and said, "It's a nightmare that's going to keep getting worse. I can see nothing good happening anytime soon. There is no way this is going to be okay. I don't know what to do because I caused this." And we're going to look at all of this. Law enforcement officials have not commented on these details or the status of the investigation, other than to say that they are continuing to actively work on Asha's case. The new court records also included the following transcripts of text message exchanges, and we're going to look at some of these text message exchanges that I got some screenshots of. Asha Degree's family, a week before the 25-year anniversary of Asha's disappearance, her mother, father, brother, and more than 50 others walked the same steps authority believe Asha took before vanishing along North Carolina Highway 18. And Asha's mother, Aquila Degree, said, "At least this year, we know a little bit more than we knew 24 years ago," referencing those September searches to the crowd. And Sheriff Alan Norman promised closure for the family and told the Charlotte Observer that the case will be solved. And if the right person is hearing this or reading this in print, he said, "You know what you did, and it's quite possible I know who you are, so you should turn yourself in before I knock on your door." He and the family have asked anyone with information on this case to call the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office at 704-484-4756 or contact the FBI Charlotte office at 704-672-6100. A 9-year-old does not disappear off the face of the earth without somebody knowing something, Aquila Degree said. And this is the family gathered here underneath this sign that is in Shelby, North Carolina, with her face and information on it. I'm going to go over here to the chat. Your youngest niece is 9. Yeah, explain that to me. Well, Chico, that's what they're saying, but I don't believe that. Now, that's just my personal opinion, but I promise you it will come out. The truth is going to come to light. It certainly will. Hey, Tree Lynn T, so good to see you. Thanks for joining us this evening. I think something happened, CLK. Something that they thought they could cover up, possibly. Jody says Sebastian's case reminds me of Asha's case because they both left at night with the doors locked, and we don't know why. Well, that's a fair point. Nonsense says it just seems so odd for a 9-year-old to lock the door behind them. True. I can agree that seems weird, especially the last time they saw her was at 2:30 in the morning. Jody, that's a great point too. She packed a bag. There's a reason she left. I don't know what the reason is, in my opinion, but yeah. So yeah, and I don't think the parents had anything to do with it. But I've just been sitting and waiting for the longest time, hoping that there would be some type of justice that would come out of this case, because 25 years is a long time to wait for answers. So we're going to go over and we're going to look at a couple of these articles because I do want to show you some videos from the news, because this case, I mean, everybody has been popping off about it. And of course, we have to talk about it, because I do hope that her family can get answers and closure and justice that they deserve. Because something has just not sat right with me about this case for the longest time.
Whether you're headed down the highway or into the wild, we have what.
Let's see if we can play through this here. All right, let me get my volume up here. You guys let me know in the chat. I'm going to go over here on my phone because, I can't see the chat when I'm sharing my screen. So if you can't hear it, please do let me know so I can adjust appropriately. Hey, Angie J. Angie says, I lived there when all of this happened. Police and people of Cleveland County always thought the Dedmon family had something to do with Asha's disappearance. Angie, I did too. There was just something that was not right about that situation. Thanks for being here. All right, we're going to play it. You guys let me know if you can hear it. We don't want to go to the moon.
Search warrants in the ongoing investigation into the disappearance of Asha Degree.
You remember she went missing 25 years ago on Valentine's Day. Back in September, we told you how law enforcement was working to connect new details of the case.
WBTV's Jason Bucket has been digging through these new search warrants. Jason, what is in these new documents?
Yeah, these 3 new warrants were released here today at the Law Enforcement Center in Cleveland County. Now, they call for the seizure and search of cell phones belonging to members of the Dedmon family. Now, you may remember that family was mentioned in warrants put out back in September. Their home also searched today. These warrants showing some text messages and communications between the family. In the fall of 2024, Cleveland County sheriffs carried out a series of search warrants on the home of Roy and Connie Dedmon. Deputies seized evidence, including green vehicles they say matched eyewitness descriptions of the last car Asha Degree entered in 2000. The warrants at the time listed the Dedmons and their 3 daughters as persons of interest. The new warrants released Tuesday call for the seizure and search of phones belonging to Roy Dedmon and his daughters Lizzie and Sarah. Now, Lizzie would have been 16 at the time of Degree's death. In the warrant, we see a text message from her to middle sister Sarah. It says, the theory is I did it, accident, covered it up. Sarah replied.
Do y'all see this screenshot right here in this video? It's got this text from Lizzie Foster. I just talked to David Teddy. The theory is I did it. Accident. Covered it up. See, they went and got their phones. This is not going to be good. Just saying. We're going to look at some of those texts for sure.
Guys, no. Why would it be you? And another text from Sarah to Lizzie. Sarah says, they think it's our shirt. It's not her shirt. Her mom said it wasn't hers. Sarah then adds, I don't remember that shirt. I'm scared, though. Dad is probably going to be a huge suspect.
Now, why would Dad be a huge suspect? They're talking about Roy Dedman. Let me just go ahead and drop this fair use in chat while I'm thinking about it.
In the last text referenced in the warrant, Lizzie tells Sarah, I mean, I want to do what Dad says. Later, Sarah texts, you don't want something we do or say impact him, but we also can't be living like this either. The warrants also share testimony from a friend of the Dedmans who came forward after their home was searched last year. He told detectives that he was at a house party in the 2000s when he overheard a, quote, heavily intoxicated Lizzie say she had killed Asha Degree before being shushed by her sister Sarah. Now, I want to read for you one last section here of the warrant. This is from February 10th, 8 days ago. It says a detective here approached Lizzie Foster, asked her to take a polygraph test. She was asked whether she was concealing information, quote, and was found to be deceptive. Now, keep in mind, this warrant is basing information they've gathered so far. They are going to seize those phones of those family members, so we're expecting to see more coming out as this investigation continues. For now, though, here live in Cleveland County, Jason Puckett, WBTV, on your side.
That's bombshell information. Jason, thank you. Just last Friday marked 25 years of searching for Asha Degree. Over the course of that time, there have been several major developments in the case. You can find a full breakdown of every twist and turn on our website right now. Just go to WBTV.com.
Whether you're headed down the highway or into the wild.
It's wild. Incredible. Now, I did read a former FBI prosecutor also analyzed these text messages as well. And like I said, the warrants show that law enforcement took the cell phone of Lizzie Foster, who used to be Lizzie Dedman. And she is the one who was 16 at the time of the disappearance, according to the warrants. And I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this article that I'm looking at. Right here, this is from WCNC News. And this is where the search warrant revealed that investigators believe Degree was a victim of homicide and that her body was concealed. The FBI, along with state and local investigators, searched a Cleveland County property for several days, searching for evidence at a property on Cherryville Road in Shelby, North Carolina. And that's where investigators recovered a car similar in make and model to the one sought during the initial search for Degree in 2000. And they did say that they got a hair sample found in a bag in Burke County in 2001, and it pointed detectives to the family on Cherryville Road, and that is the Dedman family. Now, David Teddy is the attorney for Roy Lee Dedman, the owner of the property that was searched, and the investigation would reveal that a now deceased person was responsible for what happened to Asha Degree. And Lizzie Foster, the person whose phone was seized by police, is the daughter of Roy Lee Dedman. And warrants also revealed that the vehicle seized from Cherryville Road was a 1964 AMC Rambler, and that was registered to Roy Lee Dedman. His daughter, Sarah Gwen Capel, told detectives that the car was given to her by Dedman when she was 16. And that's where the gentleman Melantine came forward to say about the partying with them and where they had confessed. And the other sister told her she needed to be quiet because she was talking too much about what happened. These are some very, very interesting text messages. I think people just hope that it won't be found, that it won't be seen. Such a sad, sad case. It really is. Let me see if I can find a picture of that car so I can be able to show that to you. Now, this was a picture of the original car that they released. This is a 1973 Ford Thunderbird right here. Jody, I know. Why would that friend at the party wait till now to say anything? I mean, I can't understand it. Hey, Kelly Olivia, thank you for being here. Hope you're good. Appreciate you joining us. It makes no sense. Or did he already go to the police and we're just now finding out about it? Because, you know, a lot of times law enforcement might have information, but they don't release it to the public. Because y'all have seen what happens in these cases. This is why law enforcement needs to hold information close to the vest. And it did say that some of the possessions that the book bag contained was that shirt that supposedly her mother said did not belong to her, and a library book that she had not checked out. And supposedly the undershirt that did belong to Asha was found to have a piece of hair on it, and it matched the DNA of the third Deadman sister. And the multiple search warrants that were taken out in September of 2024, those homes in Shelby were searched, as well as a rest home in Vail, North Carolina. And all of those locations tied directly to the Deadman family. And this was the car, the green car that was towed right here from one of the Cherryville Road properties with the front end damage. This was the car that was towed right here. Cash, the current case status theory is that they believe that Roy Deadman and his daughters and possibly another man that is deceased are involved in the homicide and obstruction of justice in the disappearance of Asha Degree. And that's why the search warrants were executed on their properties. This car was taken in, and all of their phones were taken into custody, which is where we get these text messages from, as well as these eyewitnesses that claim to have spoken to them. So that is their theory, is they don't believe that Asha walked away of her own free will. And, you know, I don't I don't really recall people going after Asha's family thinking that they were responsible, but I do remember there being some suspicious, thoughts about the Deadman family because apparently she spent some time with them at their residence. But they really couldn't make any connections, it didn't seem like, because they've really got to have solid proof. They've really got to have evidence in order to make those charges stick. Because if you try to send someone to court and you don't have enough factual evidence, there's a good chance that that case can be dismissed and they can't be retried for homicide. So they want to make sure they have that nailed down. Jody said, I always heard there was a picture of another little girl of color in that book bag. I had heard rumors about the same thing, and I was looking at these most recent articles to see if anyone would bring that information up, and I haven't seen that yet. I have not seen that mentioned, and I don't know if that's going to play into this case or not. But it is very interesting, for sure. And some of these text messages, I did clip some of these so we could take a look at them. There's this particular statement that Mr. Mellentine, which is the gentleman who supposedly went to these house parties with the Deadman daughters, that was part of the statements that were released in the warrant, was this particular statement right here. Chico says, that's why I'm questioning that. I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I got a feeling he came forward 25 years later. I could be wrong, but he said even after all those years, he remembered. Yep, that's a good point. Roro says, I live 15 minutes from Vail. Wow. Yeah, that's where that nursing home was, Roro. You're welcome, Cash. Michigan Wifey says, watch, they're going to try and say they accidentally hit her and panicked or something. But Michigan Wifey, that brings me to the point that if something really did happen to Asha, why wouldn't they just come forward? If it was an accident, they could have came forward and told law enforcement about it, and they would have taken that into consideration. But see, they didn't do that. You don't know how to work those commands. Exclamation point. And listen, the mods that are in my Discord, there is a Nightbot section, and you can go in there and it'll show you all the different commands. So any of my moderators that are in my Discord, you have access to the Nightbot channel. You can go in there and look to see what all the different commands are. And you just have to put that exclamation point before a certain word. You can use exclamation point like or sub, block, rules, and it'll give you a host of different things. Member, and Nightbot will shoot it all out for you. We're gonna have to get you Nightbot nonsense so I can help you get through that. Hey, Sunday Doodles. Steph Annie says, I've heard there was no connection to the Deadman family. Well, apparently there's a huge connection now because that's what the FBI is honed in on at this moment. It's going to be very, very interesting. And why take the life of a 9-year-old girl? Did she see something she wasn't supposed to? Was she going to tell a secret? Was she going to... what was the reason behind why all of this took place? I hope we'll find out soon, Talkaholic, for sure. That's a good question. Why was she out there to begin with? It makes me question, was Asha running from something or somebody? Was the reason she was out there is because she was trying to get away? It's so many questions. And I don't like it. Like, were they doing something to her? Was she going to tell on them? I mean, these are all just in my opinion, but these are examples of things that I've had to think about, because you have to think about, what is a 9-year-old doing out at 2:30 in the morning walking down Cherryville Road? And just think about all of the connections and things that they had to put together. Finding her backpack 3 counties away and figuring out that it was her backpack, and then finding the Deadman daughter's DNA on a hair strand in the backpack. Yeah, it's a valid question. Was she running to something or someone, or away from something or someone? It could be either or. Hey, NorCal Jim. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Deadmans are all over that area. That's very interesting. I'm not from that area, but I know lots of people in that area. So Elizabeth said, gosh, we all live so close. I picked up a guy who lived in Northbrook for a year. He was in the day program in Gastonia. You better be careful picking people up, Elizabeth. It ain't like it used to be a long time ago, and even back then it probably wasn't safe. Carolina girl said the Deadmans owned a sale barn back in the day. Interesting. I just have to think that there's something else that's going on. And I just thought it was interesting that the daughter said, but I'm just got to do what Dad asked me to do. Did their dad ask them to be quiet about something? Maybe there was an accident, but why cover it up? Why not just come out and tell the truth? Precisely, nonsense. That's a heavy burden to carry for 25 years for the siblings. And I'm sure the manipulation has been extreme by those around her. Not Herb. Yeah, the accident theory can make sense, but you don't believe it was an accident. Well, I think that they are going to find out the truth. And according to the FBI, y'all saw it on the article, we think we know who you are, so we are going to give you a chance to come forward and turn yourself in. Because if you're reading this or you're listening to this information being read, there's a good chance that, we know who you are. So listen, that tells me they've already got their eye on somebody. Just because these particular things have been released, I'm sure they know more. Steph Annie says, Duchess, do you know that Dad allowed the girls to drive patients to Broughton Hospital? Her backpack was found along that route. Wow. He was your client? No kidding, Elizabeth. Those folks are tight-knit and very well known in those parts of town. Maybe that's why nobody wanted to come forward and say anything. And of course, we saw these. I clipped these off of the video that we watched. This is where Lizzie tells her sister Sarah, I want to do what Dad says, but damn, right here, but damn. And maybe we should have let you do what you originally wanted to do, says Sarah to Lizzie. Well, what was that? And maybe we should have let you do what you originally wanted to do. And then Lizzie says to Sarah, I don't know. I really don't know. And then Sarah says back to Lizzie, right, you don't want something we do or say impact him, but we also can't be living like this either. And this is when Sarah says to Lizzie, I told him I'm not going to do that. I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting to say the least. when all of this comes out. They think it's our shirt. It's not hers. Her mom said it wasn't hers. And then Sarah tells Leslie, I don't remember that shirt. I'm scared, though. Dad is probably going to be a huge suspect. You don't say. Yeah, Jody, what did she originally want to do? See, I've got a lot of questions, but I guarantee you the police know more than what they have released. But I think releasing this is so they can put the pressure, so they can apply the pressure and force them to want to come forward and just admit, yes, nonsense, absolutely. Let me go over here and see your comment. Yes, right here. They are applying pressure big time by releasing this stuff. They know this burden was heavy, and someone told someone, and many know the truth. I agree. Hey, Twist, the truth will come out. Absolutely. Yeah, the texts are very telling, Kelly. 3 counties away? You mean they drove 3 counties away to hide her? So, but the thing is she's never been found. She has never been located. So if her backpack was 3 counties away, where is Asha? Because that's what they're going to want to know. They're going to want somebody to come forward and tell what they know. Yes, I believe Ray has passed away, Roro. Talkaholic, you have a point there. Let's see what I can find over here. Give me 1 second. Let me look here. Toot, toot, toot. Hey, missing Black people, the forgotten. I hope an arrest is coming soon, too. Thanks for being here. I hope you're doing well. Hold, please. I just want to look up something real quick. See if I can find anything that we can take a look at that might lead us to now. Didn't Elizabeth or Carolina Girl, one of y'all might be able to answer this for me, but didn't Roy Dedman own a Christian school or something like that too? I think it was called 12 Oaks Academy or something like that. Let me take this down because I want to show y'all something. Let me go over here. Got to get over here on my Facebook. So let me pull this up because I do want y'all to see something. And this is where it gets a little deep. So before we get into this particular article, because we're going to go down a rabbit hole here, I'm going to have to give us a little warning before we go down this rabbit hole, because some people might get triggered, and because it's a tough conversation that we're fixing to have. So if difficult topics of conversation are not for you, I just want to, if my mods can drop a trigger warning, I just want to let you know, because this is going to be tough. But I think the truth matters. So I'm just going to give a quick disclosure.
Warning. This episode contains content that may be disturbing or sensitive to listeners. Discretion is advised.
All right. Yes, Chico. Chico's going to end up texting me and saying, man, you got to give me a link. That's what's going to happen. I promise you. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, it's 12 Oaks. That's what I thought it was, Elizabeth. Thank you, Twist. All right, this is going to get heavy, y'all. I'm going to share my screen. When I saw this on Facebook today, I got so upset. And I'm hoping my husband is not listening because he's going to get mad. Hopefully he's in there distracting the puppy. So this is an article that somebody shared about 12 Oaks Academy right here about Roy Lee Dedman on record as a racist. Yep. Right here. This is actually from the newspaper. We don't compare ourselves with public schools at all. This article was written by the Iredell Observer Bureau. That's what it was called back then, out of Shelby. Yeah, it is awful, Elizabeth. I'm sure you've seen it. Yeah, Chico. We're going to need more Jesus to take the wheel. He needs to take the whole bus and pull it back onto the road and into the jailhouse to deliver these people. I'm going to read this article, and it's going to be tough, but I feel like that to give everybody an understanding of what we're dealing with here, I feel like it's important. 12 Oaks Academy is a year-old private school with 3 teachers, 24 students, 12 grades, abbreviated hours, and a temporary refuge in the wing of a church near here. Still unapproved by the state, unaccredited, and staunchly segregationist, it draws support from tuition and contributions. The soft-spoken headmaster, Roy Lee Dedman, age 25, describes it as a chartered corporation, nonprofit, and non-sectarian. There is no academy sign to tell the visitor of the school's presence in Elizabeth Baptist Church on North Carolina 180. The congregation of the church where Dedmon is a member granted permission to use 2 large rooms and several small ones, he said. We don't compare ourselves with public schools at all, said Dedmon. We operate on an entirely different basis. We use sound educational principles and we meet all the requirements of the state. Hey, Alice Sweeney. It's good to see you, darling. It's been a while. Dedmon said he taught psychology, English, biology, and physical science on the strength of a bachelor's degree from Limestone College in Gaffney, South Carolina, and some graduate work in Florida and 4 years of experience in public schools. A second teacher, he said, handles chemistry, French, English, and U.S. history, and a third teacher, all elementary grades 1 through 7. Academically, they are achieving properly, he asserted, and emphasized a good school spirit and excellent conduct. The academy has a library, and said although he declined to indicate its size, we're served by the public library and they have an awful lot of books, so we can't be very limited, he added. There are no recreation facilities, but the pupils take exercises, Dedmon said. That's an interest. What? What does that even mean? They don't have recreation facilities, but the pupils take exercises. I'm not liking this at all. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that. Dedmon said last year the 20-pupil school had a basketball team, he noted. No recreation facilities, but you have a basketball team. Okay, I'm just jotting all of this down in my mind. The headmaster said he has a movie projector, and the next goal is the formation of a band. The children now arrive at 8:30 a.m. and go home about noon. Dedmon first said the school operated from 8:30 a.m. until 3 p.m., just like public schools do. Later, reminded that the church was empty shortly after noon one day last week, he admitted that temporarily we're cutting the day short because of our present facilities and various things. Dedmon refused to comment directly on the school's rigid policy of segregation. Yet his comments, as quoted by a Shelby reporter in June, were more explicit. I absolutely would not allow a person of color in this school, Dedmon was quoted. Integration is ruining the social customs and traditions of the South. I think integration is definitely wrong. We're created by God into 2 different races. How would you like it? And I don't mean this sacrilegiously, but how would you feel if you made something different and someone came in and mixed it up? Lord Jesus, give me strength. Because if my husband was in here right now, I'm telling you what, we'd have to have a come to Jesus moment. Everybody put your seatbelts on and your tinfoil hats, because what we have here is a serious situation. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is some bullshit right here. You can't even make this shit up. This is as real as it gets. Somebody needs to get out in front of their house Betty, where you at with your bullhorn? You want to go do something? You need to get out in front of their house with that bullhorn and start going to damn town. Do something productive, okay? Do something productive. You're very confuddled, Cash. This article was by the Iredell Observer Bureau. This is an old article back when Roy Dedman was 25 years old and started this school. Steph Annie. You can, I don't know if I can blow it up as much as I can, but you can see by Harold Warren, and this right here says the Observer Iredell Bureau. That's the paper that this clip came from. And here is that little section of the article that I just read right here. This is horrendous, y'all. So for anybody asking if Roy Dedman was a racist, I'm inclined to believe that, yes, he was. I'm just simply saying. Yes, he has passed away. That's him and his family. For anybody who wants to know. And these are public pictures, so. Roy is still alive? I thought he had passed. Maybe it was his brother that passed away. Was it his brother that passed away? Maybe it was Roy's brother that passed away. Either way, this does not sit good with me at all. And Asha's family deserves justice. And knowing what I know, I don't like it. I don't like it. This does not sit well with me at all. Absolutely. I agree. And listen, that was when Roy was 25 years old, but some people don't change their way of thinking, Chico. And it absolutely, Alice, it's sick and disgusting. Hey, Ida. Thank you for being here. That was the confusion with the obituary. They said he passed away, but it was his brother. Okay, that makes sense now, because the way I read it, it was him. So thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, I thought so. I just can't believe somebody actually said that in a newspaper article. Like, the hair is literally standing up on the back of my neck right now. It makes me feel sick to my stomach. So what really happened to Asha? These were some of the other clips that I got. Some of the, the same clips. This is just written out differently. That was provided in the search warrants. They think it's our shirt, not her shirt. Her mom said it wasn't hers. This is about, I don't remember the shirt. I'm scared because dad is going to be a huge suspect. And this is where Anna, the sister, says to Lizzie, the youngest, you don't need to be talking to anyone. I'm at the lawyer's office. They advise we should not talk to them without representation. And then Lizzie texts her ex-husband, this is going to get nothing but worse. I'm talking to my doctor at 5 to get something for my nerves. I'm just so worried, so worried. I mean, and then she tells her ex-husband, I mean, it's a nightmare that's going to keep getting worse. I can see nothing good happening anytime soon, and I'm an optimist. And the ex-husband says, oh no, I hate it for y'all. And then Foster says to her ex-husband, there is no way this is going to be okay. And then this is Foster to the other sister, Sarah. I just talked to David Teddy, which is the lawyer. The theory is that I did it. This is Lizzie, who was 16 at the time. Accident, covered it up. And then her sister says, no, why would it be you? And then Lizzie says, that's what he said. And then I thought this was interesting when Lizzie's talking to her ex-husband. I don't know what to do. I caused this. And then he says, no, you didn't. Caused what? What happened? Something happened. Good morning, Dr. V. I just do not like this at all. It's not good. Got something else I want to show you guys. I think these text messages do give us some insight. Where's Asha Degree at? Because the DNA found on the t-shirt and the backpack that belonged to Asha matched 2 people in the Deadman family. Why? Let me see if there's any recent. I do have this one of her family. I want to play this one too, this little clip right here. This is from WBTV News.
God for the 9 years that we did get to have her. And I do miss all the years, and it makes me sad for what I have missed. And I we look at O'Brien, and we can cut up with him, and she's always there. She's the first thing I think of when I get up in the morning, and the last thing I think of when I go to bed. So it's people think because they see us laughing, going to work, we never forget. I will never forget as long as I draw breath.
It's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. So if it was an accident gone wrong, exactly what happened? This was another really good video too. Remember I told you guys about the walk that they did to walk with her, the same path that she walked that night. So I want to play that for you too.
What does it mean today as far as the 25th year, which will be Friday?
I believe she's still alive, and until somebody can prove me wrong, I'm still gonna believe that.
We ask you, God, to bless this family. Continue to use them, God. Continue to give them this encouragement, God. Continue to lift them up, God. Continue to bless all of us who will come out today with their beautiful praise, God. You all we have to hold on to, God. Oh, in the midnight hour when we begin to cry, Father, we gotta look at you, God, and say, God, help us through this.
Can you tell me a little bit about the community that you have here and that you had before her disappearance?
We was normal family. They played sports. We went to practice. We went to games. So we still basically had the same community because half of the children that he went to church with is who we graduated with. And she would have graduated with her class too, she'd have still been here.
With the case being so public and people having their thoughts about it, their theories, and pointing the finger at a family member, how have you gotten through all of those moments where you're hearing that? What did it mean, and how did it feel today to have O'Brien in front of everyone say, I know some people might not ever say it, so I want to take this time to apologize to you for all of this that has been said before.
To my dad, other people might not say it. I'm going to apologize to you for what you had to endure for these 25 years of them saying that you had something to do with my sister's disappearance. I know the love you have for her, and I know the love you have for me and my mama, and I don't care what nobody said. I know you had nothing to do with this, and I stand on that. And I'm sorry, I feel like it's
It was emotional, but I understood where he was coming from, and he had to get it out. I know he wasn't planning on doing that, but I know it just happened. If people say, I tell them, people will say, you can't change people's opinions about nobody. If people form their opinions about you regardless, whether good or bad, you can't change it. So you just got to let them say what they're going to say and try to move on past it.
People got opinions. They're going to say whatever they want to say. And I learned that if you keep feeding into it, the more you argue with them, they're going to go, well, if it wasn't true, she wouldn't be that, or she wouldn't be this, or she wouldn't keep saying that. So you got to learn to just, okay, turn them out. If I thought for half a second, a millimeter of a second, that he had something to do with my child being missing, oh, he would have been dead a long time ago. But I know this man. I love this man. I know him better than he know himself. And I know his heart. And I know he didn't have nothing. She was the daddy's girl. We had to teach him. It's gonna be stuff out, but you know your dad. And we've never lied to him since all this happened. He know what we know.
In September, when there was new information in the case, did that kind of give more energy to you guys, or?
Not necessarily energy. We always searching for answers. The biggest thing I say is you try not to get your hopes up. And the reason I say it that way, yes, you want closure, but now you start wanting the rush result. Like, okay, what's next? And unfortunately, these things take time.
That was a really good clip. I like that twist. Life is how you deal with it. React. You be you. This is just such a sad case, y'all. And obviously, according to this, people were trying to blame the family. But they said, I know my husband. And if I thought for a second that he'd have did it, well, she'd have done away with him. Did y'all hear her say that? It's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I don't have information on the truck driver. I'll have to look to see if I can find anything on that. Let me see if there's any specific information that talks about it. I'm going to share my screen. This is what the AI overview. Let me see if I find anything else. I do have this from the FBI. Let's see if they mention anything in that, and then we'll look further into it.
More than 20 years ago, 9-year-old Asha Degree disappeared from her home in North Carolina in the middle of the night. While some clues have emerged about what could have happened to her, we still haven't found Asha. But the FBI and our partners won't give up. We never forget a missing child. On this episode of Inside the FBI, we spoke to law enforcement officers investigating Asha Degree's disappearance. You'll hear about the various efforts to find Asha, what we know so far, and how to come forward if you have any information. I'm Monica Grover, and this is Inside the FBI. February 14th, 2000. Around 2:30 a.m., Asha Degree's father checked up on her and her older brother in the room they shared. Both were sound asleep in their beds. Just a few hours later, around 6:30, Asha's mother came to wake her kids for school. But Asha wasn't there. There were no signs of forced entry, no obvious indication of where she'd gone. So how and why did a 9-year-old girl leave her home in the middle of the night?
That's the answers we want to find.
That was Detective Tim Adams from the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office in North Carolina, where he's been for almost 10 years. He primarily works Asha Degree's case. Asha's parents immediately checked with family members who lived nearby. After learning that Asha wasn't at their house either, they called 911, which started a massive search for the girl by both law enforcement and her community.
The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, along with the FBI, came in to assist. Literally hundreds of community volunteers came in to do land searches.
As the day wore on and reports of Asha's disappearance hit the news, some tips came in from drivers who'd seen a young girl on the road early that morning, sometime around 4 a.m.
There were some fairly credible witnesses that said they saw a young child walking up Highway 18 in the direction of the city of Shelby. And along with their description of her, it's believed that that was her walking into the town.
At least one of these individuals said they tried to check on her, concerned about a young girl out on the highway by herself. But by the time the driver had turned around, Asha had gone into the woods, and the driver couldn't see her anymore. This is the last known sighting of Asha.
The reason she left is not known. There's nothing credible to say why that is, and that seems to be the big question in everybody's mind. Asha was a 9-year-old child. Most 9-year-olds don't get out in the middle of the night or before daylight on a February morning.
We've talked about the last few times Asha was seen, but let's take a step back. Who was Asha?
She was a 4th grader at Falston Elementary. She lived with her parents, her mother and father, and a brother who was only about 11 months older than her. They lived in a 2-bedroom apartment just outside the city limits of Shelby, North Carolina.
That was Detective Adams. He also recalls how Asha's classmates described her.
She was always lighthearted. She tried to be funny, and she was always happy. Always wore hair in pigtails and ponytails, and she was just a very likable person and made friends with everyone.
And Asha loved basketball.
Asha loved sports. Like I mentioned before, she had an older brother, and they were very close. Her brother played sports. They played in the yard a lot. From what I've been told, they had a basketball goal in their driveway. She played on a team from her elementary school, Falston Elementary Bulldogs, and she was, from what we understand, one of the star players.
2 days before Asha disappeared, she fouled out of a basketball game, meaning she wasn't able to finish playing alongside her teammates.
They ultimately lost that game, and from what we've been told, Asha was very upset because she was so competitive, and her mother had to calm her down some. Some of the other teammates had to calm her down, and she was upset about the game.
The Degree family has said that by the next day, her feelings about the game seemed to have passed. Still, we don't know if that basketball game was what made Asha walk out of the house that night, or if it was something else. But there's reason to believe she left voluntarily. In the course of the investigation, law enforcement discovered another clue. Asha's book bag and some of her belongings were missing, indicating she'd packed prior to her disappearance. And then,
about 16, 17 months afterwards, her book bag that she was believed to be carrying when she left was found 20-some odd miles north on Highway 18 in another county.
That's Detective Adams again. He says that while the book bag definitely belonged to Asha, some of the items inside didn't belong to her. One item was a book, McElligot's Pool by Dr. Seuss, that had actually been checked out from Asha's elementary school. The other item was
the New Kids on the Block t-shirt that we released information and some pictures of a couple of years ago to see if someone knows where that came from or if they had children that may have had that shirt, trying to identify who that belonged to or where it may have came from.
No matter how Asha left home, the fact remains. She was just a 9-year-old girl. Someone else has likely played a role in what happened to her.
That was pretty interesting. No, I don't call Duke Dr. P. I had to go get a Dr. Pepper. Hey, Ivamos, it's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Cash, victimology is vital, but not the way YouTubers do it. I do agree. I do agree.
Obviously, a 9-year-old, even if they do choose to leave home for whatever reason, for her to have been not found for the last 22 years, someone had to help her. Someone had to have met her, or a planned meeting may have taken place, or maybe some stranger came along as she was walking and picked her up.
In conversations with those assigned to Asha's case, a strong theme emerges. Even though it's been 22 years, this is not a cold case. Here's Detective Adams.
There has been work done on it regularly. It's not a cold case. It's a case that we continue to work. We want to find the answers. We want to find out what happened to her. Her body has never been recovered. So we're, along with her parents, we hope that she's alive. I have worked some cold cases before, and basically, to me, a cold case is when you work all the leads you can work and put it on the shelf. You've done everything you can do. That's not the way with this case. There's plenty of work to do. As I sat in my office this morning before I left, looking at the boxes and files of information, I come up with tons of things I wanted to do. So there's always work to do on this case, and we are pursuing it. We're committed to finding out what happened to her, because it's not an unsolved homicide or anything like that. This is a child that's out there that has not been found yet, and we're committed to making it happen. It's not cold.
One particular hurdle investigators face in this case is that when Asha disappeared in 2000, she didn't leave behind any kind of digital evidence, something that's so often leveraged in investigations nowadays.
There were no cell phones in the home. They didn't have a computer in the home. Now you could be able to search those things, try to find a history, and maybe some tracking options are there, but we didn't have that at that time. And also video surveillance, there was none in that area for us to go back and look at.
Something else that didn't exist in 2000, the FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment, or CARD, team. The team, made up of Bureau personnel from across the country who are experts at working child abduction cases, serves as a resource for state and local law enforcement. When a child goes missing, no matter the circumstances, authorities can contact their local FBI office and ask for assistance from the team. A CARD team deployed to Asha's case in 2017. Special Agent Jim Granozio, also out of our Charlotte field office, is one of the leaders of the East Coast Regional CARD team. He describes the team's work on the case so far.
So, from a CARD perspective, we're oftentimes asked to go and help out local and state agencies on unsolved missing child cases. And in this case, we were asked to come down in 2017 and help reevaluate and kind of pull apart this case to assist the local investigators. And that's what we did. So a couple months prior to coming down in 2017, we got a copy of the case file. And when we do that, we take our team and we take the case file and, in essence, rip it apart. Take the puzzle pieces and dump them on the floor, and then retake each piece of that puzzle, pick it up, look at it, and evaluate it.
And I think that's very key. They break it all down, scatter it out, look at every single bit of evidence, and then build it back up. They recreate the case with all of the information that they have. The CARD team is excellent, and they were called into Summer Wells' case as well.
So when we eventually came down in the summer or early fall of 2017 for a 2-week, what we call a CARD deployment, we had a full strategy in place to take the dozens, if not hundreds of investigators we had during that deployment and then actionize them into basically going after all those pieces of puzzle that we might have had questions about to make sure that we left no stone unturned.
This type of review by the CARD team is common in long-time missing child cases. Agent Granozio explains the process.
But oftentimes what we're able to do is maybe help focus the investigation, maybe help eliminate some persons of interest. So we'll go into
Sunday, you were asking me about Asha's book bag found off of a highway. I know that the backpack was found 18 months after she went missing. I think it was found in August of 2001. And I do know that the backpack was put in bags, trash bags. I think it was in double trash bags. To protect it from the elements, which I thought was very interesting. And I think the book bag was black and beige, and it was believed that Asha had packed the items listed that, and I do have a list of stuff I believe that is in there. And it may be that police didn't release everything that was in the book bag because they may be holding some of that back to protect the strength of her case. So there may have been other articles or personal effects that were not included in the original list. But apparently it had her favorite jeans with a red side stripe, long-sleeved white nylon shirt, red vest with black trim, black overalls with a Tweety bird on it, black and white long-sleeve shirt, her basketball uniform, and it also said there was a lime green Tweety bird purse, black shoes, Asha's wallet, 3 family photos, and her house key. That was what was actually in that book bag, which I thought was very interesting. She had 3 photos, 3 family photos in her book bag. Let me see if I can pull up this information here. Hang on. Let's see. It says the bag was 26 miles north on the west side of North Carolina 18, about 6 miles south of I-40 and Morganton, where Asha was last seen, and less than 50 yards off the highway in the Laurel Fork area. That's where it was located Sunday. Says that a 44-year-old Burke County contractor, Terry Fleming, found her book bag on August 3rd of 2001 while clearing a lot for the construction of a house and its roadway some 26 plus miles away. The book bag was literally dug up by the grader's machine, and in it he found a paper with Asha's name along with a phone number from inside the bag. And unaware of the case, Fleming had an odd feeling about the book bag, and he copied the information that he shared with his wife the next morning, and his wife covered her mouth and said, "Oh my God, Terry, this girl is missing." It's very interesting, isn't it? It does sound like she was kind of running away, doesn't it, Steph, Annie? I think on the truck driver, and I was hoping they were going to discuss this on here. I have a clip about that as well. It's not on a video. Let's see. The truck driver that saw Asha walking around, or walking along Highway 18 in the early morning hours. Let's see here. In Burke County, by the way, that was where Morganton is. That's in Laurel Fork. That's where that book bag was found. I did have something that told about the truck driver because I think it was a truck driver and a motorist. Trying to see if I can find if there's further information about that. Here it is. One was a Sundrop truck driver that saw her that morning, February 14th. His name is Jeff Ruppe, Ruppe, a driver for Sundrop Bottling Company. He's one that said one sighting of several that led for the search of the missing girl. He said he saw a girl wearing a little dress and white tennis shoes. She had a backpack and was walking south toward Shelby. She didn't look up at him, but seemed to know where she was going. Ruppe turned his truck around 3 times to follow her, but she disappeared into the woods. Also, another driver, an unidentified motorist, also saw Asha walking south towards Shelby. Both drivers said the girl they saw matched Asha's description. The family found Asha's hair bow, candy wrappers, and a pencil with Atlanta on it in their outbuilding. Police found Asha's backpack 3 counties away. And then, of course, they searched the properties in Cleveland County, and they towed the 1960s green car to have that evaluated. So those are the people that actually reported her. I hope that helps. Cash, I know the youngest one that of the daughters that supposedly says that this is all of her fault was 16. So, and I think they were all teenagers. Yep.
To a case where there are 10 potential suspects that were involved. Well, maybe we can eliminate 5 of those, which will help the investigative team moving forward. So they don't have to devote assets to all 10. They can just focus on the most specific ones and move that case a little bit forward. And hopefully that's what we were able to accomplish here. It's always our goal to find the missing child. And it's devastating to know that she's still not here today. And in this case, it still hurts every CART team member that was on that deployment. We still talk about it, even though we only had a small part in that whole investigation.
Agent Granozio adds that the CART team's involvement in this case doesn't end there. They are there to help until we learn what happened to Asha.
We're always available to come back and help at any point where they need a consultation, they need some interview strategies, they need a behavioral assessment of something. We didn't come down just for that 2-week period. We are a tool for the local investigators to use for forever.
And just to let you know about their ages, I had to actually go find a different article that actually listed that information specifically. And it says here that the members of the Dedman family that were listed in the search warrants included Roy Dedman and his wife, Connie Dedman, and their 3 daughters, Anna Lee Dedman Ramirez, Lizzie Foster, and Sarah Capel. And it says the search warrants were requested after DNA samples linked Asha Degree with Roy Dedman's daughter, Anna Lee Dedman Ramirez, and a man named Russell Underhill. According to the documents, Underhill does not appear to be related to the family, but was associated with them. And Anna Lee Dedman Ramirez was around 13 years old the time Degree went missing, according to officials. And Lizzie Foster, which is Lizzie Dedman Foster, she was 16 years old. And I don't see where it actually, I think it says Sarah and Lizzie were ages 16 and 15, respectively, at that time. And it says court documents from 2024 and now 2025 show investigators think Roy Dedman's daughters were responsible for or involved in Asha Degree's disappearance in 2000 because Foster and Capel were 16 and 15 years old at the time, respectively, and investigators believe adult assistance from their parents would have been necessary in the execution and or concealment of the crime, according to Cleveland County Sheriff's Office. And Roy and Connie Dedman were identified as suspects in Degree's case in September of 2024. And of course, you know, they are under federal law, obstruction of justice. That is another thing that they're looking into with this family. And obstruction of justice, guys, can mean anything: getting in the way of a criminal investigation, hindering court proceedings, influencing a juror, resisting an extradition agent, and the like. And in North Carolina law, obstructing justice can take a variety of forms, like altering, destroying, or stealing evidence of criminal conduct, false reports to law enforcement agencies or officers, harassment of and communication with jurors, intimidating or interfering with witnesses, or resisting officers. And the investigators with the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office stated in September of 2024, they believe probable cause exists for the crime felony obstruction of justice. And that is also reiterated in the February search warrants. So I think that's very interesting. One other note that I just got an update on was on February the 10th, Lizzie Foster, the 16-year-old, was contacted by investigators with the FBI and asked to take a polygraph test in connection with Asha Degree's case. And as a part of the lie detector test, Foster was asked whether she was concealing information and was found to be deceptive, according to the 2025 warrants. And following that interview, warrants said that Foster called her ex-husband and talked for more than 45 minutes. And the warrant said that the ex-husband has been uncooperative in the case. I hope that sheds a little more light on it. You sent me a C&D cache? Well, I'll be looking for it in my email. Hey, my wrench. I believe the gentleman that was supposedly involved but not directly related to the Dedmon family that was named Russell Underhill, I believe he is deceased. From what I've gathered in reading all of this. And those items in the backpack linked DNA to Anna Lee Dedmon Ramirez and Russell Underhill. Which is very interesting. That sealed it for you, Chico? I mean, they pretty much said they believe that the Dedmon family is responsible, according to the FBI and the Cleveland County Sheriff's Department. I mean, and these warrants, that is their statement.
With so many investigative advances since 2000, from DNA technology to what we know about child abductions, it's possible one could be the key to closing this case. Here's Detective Adams again.
Now that technology has advanced so much. And so we're trying new things even today with the evidence that's been collected to try all the new technology, anything that's available. And just within the last year, there's been so many advances. So we're hopeful.
Everyone who talks about Asha's disappearance emphasizes the important role the public will play in solving this case. The FBI, Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, and other partners regularly receive new information from people across the country. We asked Detective Adams and FBI Supervisory Special Agent Kevin Swanson, who works out of our Charlotte field office and oversees the federal investigation of Asha Degree's disappearance, to discuss this aspect of the case.
When I first started the case, we put together a team and we started a tip tracker that we are able to keep documentation of all the tips. And since that time, we've had almost just within a few short of 500 tips since 2015. Sometimes they'll call the FBI and then it's referred to us, or to come from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. But each of those tips are followed up on, and we keep track of those. But the public's help, like I said before, I think is paramount. I think there is somebody that's got some information that can call us.
If I can add something to what Tim said, since I've been here, we've received several tips related to Asha's case, and they come from all over the United States. And so that's part of the power of the partnership between our local and state resources and the federal resources, is to identify tips related to the investigation and provide a central repository where
we've sent people to Florida, Michigan, just within the last few weeks doing interviews for us. California, we've had some stuff in California we've been working. So it is nationwide. Absolutely. And without our partners with the FBI, obviously the sheriff's office can't send somebody to Florida every time we get a lead. So the FBI sends people to do the interviews for us. And that helps us tremendously. So they don't go unnoticed.
And as Detective Adams further explains, it's never too late to contact law enforcement, no matter what.
Maybe years have passed, and also relationships with people. Let's assume that someone knows the suspect. Maybe their relationship with that person has changed, and maybe they would want to share more information with us now, as opposed to when they maybe spoke to law enforcement previously, say maybe 10 years ago. Even though I've been working on this for several years, and for 22 years this investigation's been going on, it really surprises me that when I go out and interview somebody, I find a name or someone that we didn't know was in the picture at that time. Of course, we investigate that until we can't come up with anything or complete it and eliminate that person. So I believe somebody has those answers that can help us. And I believe there's somebody out there that can tell us we've appealed to the public many times. And we're doing it again on the 22nd anniversary of her being missing. I think it's critical now that people need to come forward if they have something.
So, what can you do if you think you know something about Aisha Degree's disappearance?
Anyone with information in the Cleveland County area specifically can call the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office at 704-484-4822 or the FBI at 704-672-6100.
There are additional ways to contact the FBI, says Supervisory Special Agent Swanson.
The number you can call to reach the FBI, in addition to what Tim just provided, is 1-800-CALL-FBI, which is our national line. Anyone can call to report any information to the FBI. There's also a website you can go to, which is tips.fbi.gov. And if you provide your information and reference Aisha Degree, that information will be looked at and sent through us to the case team so we can follow up.
And that's pretty much all there is on that particular video. What I will say is, as far as Russell Underhill goes, Russell Underhill lived at a couple different residences that belonged to Roy Dedman's families. And according to the autopsy and investigative reports from the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office, Russell Underhill was a Vietnam veteran who struggled with depression, alcohol, and substance abuse. And it was stated that the 50-year-old male died alone in his Lincolnton apartment on or shortly after Christmas Day in 2004. He was last seen on Christmas around 6 p.m. at his Lincolnton apartment. Underhill was found deceased 2 days later, slumped over his couch in his living room in a pair of shorts. And the report said police did not find evidence of homicide or unusual circumstances, but a cause of death was never determined. The report indicated that he did have coronary artery disease, but there was no indication of a heart attack, and states that he had signs of older brain injuries. There were scars on his back that the report said a counselor attributed to his Vietnam War service. The report said Underhill had several caregivers and counselors who checked up on him because of his past history with substance abuse, and also stated that a caregiver reported that another client had threatened to unalive Underhill in previous days. And I thought that was very interesting. And that's pretty much all of the information that I have about Russell Underhill's cause of death. Let me go over here to the chat so I can catch up with. I did see Cash said he didn't have the clap. I was trying to show you that members can actually clap in chat. I was showing you the thing. If you do the exclamation point clap, you can, Nightbot will clap for you. But Cash said he does not have the clap. It was cured. And Michelle said, time out. Michelle comes flying in. Yes, Nana's Dragonfly. This is Aisha Degree, 25-year cold case out of Shelby, Cleveland County, North Carolina. So, yeah, keep the clap to yourself. My goodness, y'all are a mess. Thank you for being here, Nana's Dragonfly. We're keeping your husband and family in our thoughts and prayers. I hope you're doing well. I made some good old chicken bog tonight, and it was delicious. Made some from a neighbor since her husband passed away yesterday. I made her some extra food and took it over there to her so she wouldn't have to cook. Chico said the texts are very damning. The issue is they don't have a body. They putting pressure on that family for a reason. Yeah. I think there is something that they know, and I think it is solvable. I do agree. Cash. Nana said, we were just talking about this on our Bible study tonight. We prayed for her. Thank you, Nana. That's wonderful. I appreciate you being here. Elizabeth, Michelle, stuff it, 28 months. Thank you for being a member for over 2 years, Elizabeth. I love you so much. You're such a sweet friend. I'm so glad to have you in my life. Oh, looky here. Michelle, thank you for being a member for 29 months, sis. I appreciate you so much. We've had some members. Arctic Fox has been a member for over 2 years. You guys are amazing. I'm going to have to play my little members video for y'all. I appreciate y'all so very much for supporting the channel. It really means the world to me. Look, and Cash did it. He clapped. Yay! See, you got it. I'm just going to have to teach all the mods how to do the night fight. It's really easy. And now Cash is taking notes. Nana says, he had his first treatment today and having a rough time. We are positive it will be a good outcome in the long. Yes, Nana, we are continuing to pray. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We're keeping you in our thoughts and prayers. Hey, Vibrators, always good to see you. Thank you for the pictures that you sent me. I loved them. Yes, the Duke ate it, and he's still alive, so it's safe. Wait a minute, Cash, I thought you called me a thug. Wait a minute. Y'all got me. You're going to rewind later. I don't understand the witness setting her pulled into a car. Yeah, there was a car involved. The 16-year-old had that green car. So, I guess they think that she could have been somehow in that car at one point. So that's why they towed it. Stephanie says one of the homes Underhill stayed was owned by the Deadmans and was on the route where her backpack was found. Wow. That is very interesting. Yeah, it seems like there is something missing, but I don't know that law enforcement has given us all of the information because it is still an open investigation. But I think they have released enough information to where the people that are responsible maybe will feel like that they need to come forward if they want to make a plea, if they want to cut a deal. Because if they don't, they might not get a deal. It was beautiful pictures, Vibrator. I appreciate you sending me those. Come on now, read my type of phonics. Take care, Nana's Dragonfly. I appreciate you dropping by. Thanks so much. We'll be thinking about you. Jody said there is a couple of cars on the property that were green and similar in make and model to what they were looking for. Yes. Remember how they had the 73 Thunderbird because they thought that was the car, but then they ended up finding the other green car, which was a 1960s AMC with that front bumper dented in at the Cherryville Road address. So very interesting. Elizabeth said, yes, he stayed at Northbrook. It's a school. That is where I used to pick up clients who stayed there. Chicken bog is so good. That's a South Carolina cuisine. It's really kind of native to Horry County, where I'm from. And it is delicious. I cook down a whole chicken and take out all the bones, and it's got lots of good spices. onions and garlic and carrots, but then you have to strain all that out of it, and then you reuse the broth, and then I saute my smoked sausage in a whole stick of butter, and then I add my broth back to it and shred my chicken off after I take the chicken apart, once I've because you have to cook that for like 3 hours, because you cook it on like a simmer for about 3 hours until the chicken just falls apart. Then I take the chicken out and I shred it, take all the bones out, and then I drain all of the stuff out of the broth, and then I just add all that back to the pot. Once I have sauteed that smoked sausage, I add the chicken and the broth back to it, because it'll have all that flavoring in it. And then I add the rice, and then I let it cook for about 30 more minutes. It's really delicious. Shut your mouth. I want it now. Well, you're going to have to come see me sometime, girl. I be cooking for all my neighbors. I had to go take her some. I feed my people. That's one of my love languages, is cooking for people that I love. Cash, that is not a Nightbot thing. You think it looked good? Revival wanted me to post a video because she had never heard of chicken bog, so I made a video and put it on my shorts, and it's on my TikTok, so you guys can go check that out later. Jody said, the good thing is that Steve's sister is one of them that is going to speak. It's not like the Deadman family is an only child. One of them has to rat out the other because they all got their own families. Well, that's a fair point. Yeah, there's 3 sisters. Yep. Slow and low cooking is the best, NorCal Jim. That's right. Buttercup's hungry. It's 3:37 a.m. and I got y'all hungry now. Hubby said, you should just start doing cooking videos on your backup channel. And I was like, babe, that's my art channel. But he goes, well, you still ain't got your art room straightened up. I said, I know. I got to get my life together. I've just had so much going on, y'all. But Asha's case is very, very concerning. But I wanted to give you guys an update because this case has just been kind of sitting in limbo for such a long time without any movements. And I've always wondered if the Deadmans knew more information. And then when I discovered that old article about Roy Deadman and his school and the fact that he did not want to allow other races of children to attend his school at the church, I got really, really concerned. Because that does not sit right with me at all. And this family deserves justice. And if those children did something and the parents helped them to hide whatever happened, well, they'll all have to be accountable for that, in my opinion. Because if it was an accident, they should have came forward and they should have told what happened right out of the gate. And maybe because they were kids, the parents encouraged them not to come forward. The family does sound a little bit connected, yeah. I agree, NorCal Jim. I will, Vibrator. He's in there, he's babysitting the dog for me right now, but I will tell him. He's probably asleep on the couch at this point because once he eats, he passes out. He didn't want me to give the other chicken bog away because he was afraid he wasn't going to have any more. And I said, I made 2 batches. We got plenty, babe. Don't worry. I got enough to feed the neighborhood. I do fluid art painting. I used to have, I teach art class. I teach people how to make their own paintings, and I have people that will come to my house. I will mix up all the colors that they want and prep the canvases, and I will prep all the paint and everything, and I will let them pour it out onto a canvas to make their own design. And then I will seal it, and I'll let them sign their name to it, and they can take home a piece of art and say they made it. But I sell my art. A lot of people, a lot of my friends have Airbnb houses that are oceanfront, and they allow me to hang my art with my calling card on my artwork, and you can buy it right off the wall if you're on vacation. If you stay in one of their homes, they will feature a couple large pieces of my art. And most of my sales come from people on vacation. They will buy the art. I'll have the price and everything up there, and you can come on vacation and take art away with you home when you leave. And then they'll call me up and say, hey, your painting's been sold. Here's your money. I need another piece of art to go with this color scheme in my living room. And then I'll make them another piece and hang it up. So I have really wonderful support people in my community that allow me to sell my art that way. So I'm just a starving artist over here, and I use my art skills to make these flyers. You know, it's just another way that I can help in my community to help bring awareness to the missing and get their faces out there. And I think some of these flyers need to catch people's attention when they're out there on social media. You want a flashy flyer to get people to notice it and look at it and see their face and read the information. What better way to just use, there's something we can all contribute, and that's just the way that I'm able to contribute to helping find the missing. So I'll have to show you guys my art someday. As soon as I get some of my stuff cleaned up there, we're doing some work in the bathroom and stuff up there. As soon as I can make a way up there, I'll have a live stream soon, and I'll take you guys on a little tour of the house here and show you some of my artwork. I will definitely do it, Vibrator. I will tell Duke for sure that you said, hey, pass the bog, row. But thanks for joining me to talk about Asha's case. If you see this flyer or any of Asha's flyers going around on social media, please continue to share her case in hopes that we can get answers for her family. Artist, yes. Starving, no, because I have the chicken bog. True. I'm blessed that my grandma taught me how to cook. So if I don't have art, I've always got cooking to fall back on, right? Yeah, I'll be happy to show you my art someday. And Peekaboo, if you're still in here, you need to send me a message so I can do a little video thing with you, because I need to send you a couple pieces, and I want you to tell me which art that you like so I can ship it to you. So don't forget to get up with me so we can do that. She's still on billboards around there. That's good. Go do your thing. I totally understand. I have been in and out, running around, doing all the things. No worries. Whenever you're ready, you just let me know, because I want to get that to you for your birthday. So make sure you get in touch with me. And, once I get over there on my art channel, on my backup channel, maybe one of the mods can drop my backup channel. I don't know if Michelle is still in here. Let me see if I can pull up my backup channel. I have to go over here and find it. It's called Bent Halo Art and Conversations. I need to add that to my Nightbot. Y'all make sure you're subbed up over there. And we'll be doing some giveaways. And if anybody's ever interested in, purchasing any art, you guys can reach out to me and let me know when I get all my paint and stuff redone. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for dropping that. There we go. Bent Halo Art and Conversations. That is my Fluid Art channel. So please sub up to my backup channel because we're going to start going live over there. I'm going to be doing some live streams where I'm actually doing painting live online, and you guys can come hang out for a chill place when it gets crazy on YouTube. We can be doing something fun and constructive over there. I think it'll be fun. You should not unsub Cash. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate the support. I appreciate all of y'all taking some time to spend this Thursday evening just talking about a very important case. I cover a lot of cases in the Carolinas. If you have a case that you want me to share a flyer for, if you will email me, send it to me in Discord. You can hit me up on Facebook Messenger. If you're connected with one of my moderators or subscribers and you want to send it to them to send it on to me, please do that. A lot of the members and moderators are over in my Discord, and they can just shoot it to me straight in the Discord, and I'll feature it on my Monday Missing Flyers live stream. If you have a person who needs a new flyer, make sure you send me the critical information, their name, the date they went missing, the place, preferably the city, the county, and the state, and any information about their disappearance, their age, their height, their weight, their eye color, hair color. Do they have any distinguishing features, tattoos, piercings, the location, if there was a vehicle involved, if there's suspicious circumstances, and the police department that is we can call if there is any information. And then I'll be happy to create a flyer for them and send it to you. And I'll also share it out on my social media channels so that everyone can share it out too. So please let me know if you guys need something like that. Hey, Saturday Search, I'm working, but I saw I got a membership and I wanted to say thank you. I'll catch up after work. I hope you're well. I hope you're well too. If you guys aren't subbed up to Saturday Search, they do a lot for the missing and make missing videos to get out factual information. Please make sure you're subbed up to Saturday Search. If one of my mods can drop their link, that would be great. Hey, Jason, I hope you had a good day. Thanks for stopping by. We're getting ready to close it out. I'm going to jump off here. I've got a bunch of dishes that I got to go in here and clean up and finish doing a few chores before I get ready to go to bed. I need to catch up on a few things around here. I got to take the dog to the vet tomorrow to get her shots and her yearly checkup. But I do appreciate y'all joining me, and I will catch you guys on Monday for Missing Flyer Monday. And I'm going to be hopefully able to have some time that I can catch up with Barbara Hall. That's Timmy's legacy that was in here earlier, because I would like for Barbara to be able to come over and share the story about her son, Timmy D's, with all of you. I think it's a very important story that we all need to learn about. And Barbara wanted to come over and share that with you guys. So I'm going to be catching up with her very soon so I can get all of the information that she wants me to share. And I'll let you guys know when that live stream is going to be scheduled for. So make sure you stay tuned to my community wall on YouTube, and I will make sure to share it there. So, and Carolina Girl, there is no new information on Tyler Doyle. Shay, his aunt, did come on my channel back on the anniversary of his missing date. We went out to have a little family gathering for him out on Cherry Grove Beach Point together. And she came on the channel and we talked about his case. SLED is still actively investigating, so we don't have any updates, but I do believe that Miss Linda, Shay, and I are going to make a visit out to Columbia to speak with SLED, to ask them, how's the case coming? Are you guys going to give us an update anytime soon? Because they've been investigating for a year and, let's see, December, January, 3 months, and we have not heard an update yet. So as soon as I know something, Carolina Girl, I will keep you posted. Please continue to keep them in your thoughts and prayers as well. I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and take care, you guys. I appreciate you being here and supporting the channel, and thank you to all the members. I really appreciate you so much, and thank you, Mod Squad, for being here. You are so appreciated. Hey, Allison, you're on replay. I appreciate you being here. And if you are on the replay, gang, don't forget to hit that like and share this video out. It helps us get in the algorithm and helps these cases to get seen. So take care, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.
You've been sitting in the backseat, running out of places you can hide. It's like you're drowning in concrete when you're too afraid to speak your mind. Don't let it pull you down this time. Dust it off, discover your brave. Rising up and breaking the waves. Stand up like you're fighting for survival. Shout it like you got no time to lose. 'Cause nothing's gonna break you or take your crown. Show them that the courage shines in you. Keep on fighting. Keep on fighting. Now you're coming out swinging, sweeping like a fearless hurricane. You can see yourself winning, rising from the shadows unafraid. There's nothing in your way. Dust it out, discover your brave. Keep on rising up and breaking the waves. Stand up like you're fighting for survival. Shout it like you got no time to lose. 'Cause nothing's gonna break you or take your crown. Show them that the courage shines in you. Keep on fighting. Keep on fighting. Never give up, never give it. You can be braver, saving your skin. Never give up, never give it. You can be braver, saving your skin. Oh, 'cause